something for this week for the SpaceX Dragon rocket. It's a pretty historical event that's happening because it's been so long since Americans have had a space shuttle in space. So I thought it would be really great if we did an art lesson to kind of celebrate this historic event. And I know that all the specialists have been tying their lessons into this historical event. So I came up with 2 lessons that are kind of fun, and you can use things that you have at home, like a paper towel roll or a toilet paper roll. You'll need that, and you need some construction paper, and you can use some cardboard from a cereal box. So that's what I did to make this rocket. So I'm going to show you, because you can then hang your rocket from your ceiling or somewhere like that, you know, just as a mobile. We're thinking about shape, think about the design, because, you know, the new space rocket is designed differently than the old space shuttle. So I also came up with this, and I saw something like this on online, and I changed it a little bit. So it's a fun little toy that you could do and race and see how high you can blow up the space rocket. But you need a straw that has a paper covering on it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And when we do this, we're going to think about shape, the element of shape to make our rockets. So I'm going to show you this one first, and then I'm going to just give you the basic understanding of how you could put your rocket together. And you could design your rocket to have more than one tube. You could have maybe, like the space shuttle used to have, like an airplane on top of the rocket itself. So you design what you think that the future rocket would look like. So why don't you come on over here, and you're going to need tape. Where's my tape? You're going to need some tape for this lesson. So I made a little rocket like this, which is very different than the first rocket I made. You know, you want to think about shape. So my second rocket, I'm going to think about shape, and I'm going to think about the, you know, the main body of the rocket. And you want this rocket to be fairly small because it's going on top of a straw. So I'm going to start with a rectangle. And then I'm going to think, because the new space rocket that's going up, this piece is coming off the main rocket. And this is called the Dragon part. So I thought I'd make it kind of like that, but design it a little different. So this one, I'm going to make the top kind of round and see what that would look like. And maybe make the wings kind of longer for my space shuttle. And then down here I would have the rocket boosters. I would have the rocket come out. And I like to use black marker to start. And then you want to think about, like, is this section going to come off? And if this section comes off, maybe you would have, you know, what kind of shapes would there be to kind of have, you know, these things that might help to steady it and give it balance. I might put the American flag on there. You know, since it's from America, I'm going to put a little flag. I'm going to add a window here, and maybe the door where the astronauts would go in. Okay, so you can see that your design can be very different for each one of your rockets. And then you want to color it. You can pick any color that you want. You know, color it in. Take your time. But it's a very tiny piece of paper. It's not like a full sheet of paper. So finish coloring it, then cut it out. And then you're going to take your straw with the paper on it, and you're going to take and overlap this over the piece of straw. And the tape is to give the straw paper a plastic coating so that you can use that over and over again. Okay. And you kind of want to make sure that the top and everything is really covered. press down on it. And I can even kind of, you know, really make sure that everything's sealed closed. I can wrap it around the front if I want. Really make sure it's sealed on there. Then when I'm done that, I'm going to tear off. I might even use my scissors a little bit and tear this bottom part of the paper off so that my straw is still on there. Okay, and these are my two rockets. Okay, and you can see that this one is a little bit different. And what you do when you're done is you have like a little toy, and then you can take it like this. You blow as hard as you can, and you rock it into space. Here's another one. So the plastic makes it easy for you to put it back on your straw, you know, because it's now sealed in there, and you can use it over and over and over again as like a little toy. You can have contests whose rocket can go up higher and that kind of thing. So the other lesson that you could do with the rocket is just take your paper towel roll, and what I used was a marker to color that paper towel roll. And then I used paper to kind of cut the window out. I used my cereal box because I liked the red part of the Cocoa Pebbles, but you don't have to use that. You could use the inside and just keep it gray for like the other things. I made these kind of like shuttle wings, and then I put these fire rockets here on the side instead of underneath. And that I did by rolling the paper. So I'm going to show you how to make the roof and how to do this part. And this time I'm going to make I'm going to find something round that you can trace. This a little bit bigger than the paper towel roll. So I'm just going to trace this so I have a nice circle for my roof of my rocket. I'm going to trace this around, cut it out. And then I just make a slit that's to the middle. Do you see that? And then I'm going to use my glue stick to glue this closed. Anyway, so because it overlaps like this. I can't find my glue stick right now, but you would put the glue in here and you would glue that closed. I'm just going to use a piece of tape. You want to kind of overlap it a little bit so that it stays closed like that. And that's how you would make the roof of your rocket. To make the side things, you can just use the rolling of the paper. You know, you can roll the sides up. You know, if you don't have glue, a glue stick, you know, and I made two that were equal lengths. So I want the two of them to be the same length. So I have two pieces of paper. I make sure that they're the same. And then I'm just going to roll these up so that I have like these tubes on the side. And that will give it balance. So I just roll it with my fingers. You know, I can use the glue if I want to add dimension to my rocket like that. Okay. So, and then you can use pieces of paper to make the flames coming out the bottom. And the marker really works well just to color the whole thing. I think that's all you need to know how to do to put this together. So you just can glue it or you can tape it. I used a lot of tape just because my glue stick wasn't working really well. But I think that's another really cool rocket lesson. So you could either do the straw rocket, okay? Make sure you put that tape on the back, or you can do a mobile rocket and design your own rocket. I hope you enjoy the lesson today. See ya.